Hello, everyone. So today I want to talk to you about, or going to show you and build maybe together, how do you get your own mentor coach? So as you know, I'm Carlo. I'm a coach. I'm an executive coach. I work with companies, startups, tech companies around the world. And part of my training, and actually I'm still doing it today, is that I'm was receiving mentor coaching, right? So you have to submit a transcript, and your mentor coach is going to analyze, give you feedback, and see where you can improve. So that's something that I've incorporated in my workflow as I keep trying to improve my skills, see if I can ask different questions, and in general even rate my own performance as a coach. So I do it automatically. I used to do it very manually with Claude, and I have a prompt. But now I'm going to show you how you can do it basically automatically. So you're going to have an agent, right? And not only is that agent going to analyze, create a report for you, but also going to send you a short message to tell you how your coaching went. So first I'm going to show you what it sounds like, right? Because what we're going to do today is, it's not going to be very complicated, right? So there's one tool that we're going to look at, and it's in Relevance AI, and most of the flow is there. As always, all of the prompt, the instructions are going to be available for you for free on my website. So I'm going to post them on my website. You can just download everything. But so what we're going to do is have a transcript. If you don't know how to get a transcript of your coaching conversation, I have a list of 39 softwares that can help you, some of them for free, some of them not. You can always also download Coach Dash that will take care of these to supply you with a transcript. But so I'll put everything on the website, but I want to show you. So what we're going to do is, the only thing we're going to do is upload a coaching transcript, and then there's going to be a very deep analysis, and we can look at it together, because that's the core of the work. Okay, and then after the analysis has been made, we're going to, it's a long analysis, we're going to translate it in a short message, right? So this is two parts. First, translate it into the message, short message, and then we're going to translate it for specifically 11 Labs, because 11 Labs has a specific form of syntax. It's called SSML, that's supported, and that's just going to make the message so much better. And I'm going to show you an example of how much better a voice message can get. So I'm not saying it's perfect. Again, I'm an amateur. I'm just learning. I just want to show you what I'm doing. But it can get way better. So let me just show you maybe. So I'm getting an analysis. I'm getting a voice message, and this is what the voice message sounds like. I'm just going to hold up the phone, and then we'll also look at. So we'll look at 11 Labs. We'll look at WhatsApp. We'll look at sending messages with WhatsApp. We'll combine everything with Make.com and 11 Labs. All right. So this is a message that I'm getting from Jim, my executive manager. Hold on.
Hey, Carlo. Great session overall. You really nailed the active listening part. I loved how you made the client feel safe with those validating phrases like, I'm happy to hear it's very true. And those reflective pauses, perfect for letting things sink in. Seriously, your focus on creating clear action steps around assertiveness, spot on. Now, a couple tweaks for next time. First, maybe kick things off with a quick roadmap, like, what would make this hour transformative for you? Just to set the tone. Oh, and watch those little tech hiccups. I noticed the audio blip around 6 minutes kind of threw off your rhythm. Maybe test your gear 5 minutes earlier? Lastly, swap a few of those leading questions for more open ones like, how's avoiding conflict working for you, instead of, don't you think it makes things worse? You know? But honestly, you're already like 80% there. That 1925th score shows you've got the empathy piece down cold. Just tighten up the structure a smidge, keep mirroring their energy, and you'll be golden. Seriously, this is nitpicky stuff. Keep rocking those brave client conversations. A full report with more detailed feedback will be sent a little later.
All right, so two things that I'd like to work on in the future. First, the speed. It's a little slow, has to be a bit faster, and that's something that we can fix with our prompt. Two, you noticed in the beginning you said something asterisk. I'm not sure what the word was, but that's also a translation of the message, right? So I think in the new message, actually, that doesn't happen. We can try it out after. We can try it together. So let's start. I'd like to start with the prompt, right, of the mentor, okay? Because that's, if there's something that I learned from this whole process of building a great AI agent, is that ultimately your agent is just going to be as good as your prompt. And for this specific prompt, first of all, I made it with DeepSeek, okay? But I've tried almost all of the other models. So I've tried OpenAI, and without looking at the credit cost, doesn't really matter. But I've tried all of the OpenAI ones. I've tried Claude, obviously. And by the way, I canceled my subscription with Claude just this morning. If you're a Claude user, it's been good days, but lately it's been just terrible. So I've tested the same prompt with almost all of the, even Google, and I've tested with it all. Ultimately, the best one was on OpenRouter, and then DeepSeek, but not DeepSeek directly through DeepSeek. It was DeepSeek through Perplexity with Sonar Reasoning. I don't know why, but it's a huge difference. I don't know. It says that Sonar Reasoning is uncensored and hosted in the US data center. It's a bit, I guess it's a bit slow, but that's part of the reasoning. But the output is just absolutely amazing. All right. So the whole thing, takes some time, but the analysis I'm getting, so I don't know how I can show you the prompt, because it's a very heavy prompt. I don't know if it would add any value for you to see the prompt, but in short, you analyze the file text. So the first step is to upload, drag and drop a test. We can run it together, but then everything is going to be blurred. So you drag and drop a text, file text here, and then they're going to analyze the performance of the coach. So if you're a coach, this is super relevant to you, right? If you're any coaching business, you're going to find value in that. Obviously, if you have other, if you're a therapist, maybe you could really update this prompt to make it more fit for your thing. And everything is available. You can actually take this prompt, put it in DeepSeek, and say, look, can you adapt this? This is a prompt for executive coaches or life coaches. Can you adapt it, please, for therapist, CBT therapist, life therapist, sex therapist, whatever. And if you are going to do that, you have basically two options to do it. You can go on DeepSeek. The problem with DeepSeek via this one is that, and you see here, can you adapt this prompt? Make sure the prompt, I'm working, that's my prompt partner, okay? So you're going to paste your prompt here and say, whatever you want. If you attach it as a PDF, search is not going to be available, but that's you can test it out. The problem with DeepSeek on this UI, on this front end, is that you'll be lucky if you could have like an exchange of 2-3 conversation from this part. Mostly the servers are busy and you won't be able to really follow up. So what I suggest you to do is to go to Perplexity AI, and here on the usually it's just on when you chat with the Perplexity. Usually if you haven't been there before, it's going to be on auto, and then nothing here. Just you're going to ask a question. What I suggest to do is to change it to reasoning with R1. That's DeepSeek. And then you can toggle on either web, academic, and discussions. I haven't tried social yet, so might be worth trying. I haven't done it yet. But then you're going to have this conversation here. It has also a neat feature where you can expand on any part of it. Like you'll see. So that's what I wanted to say. So you can take this prompt and adapt it the way you want. What we're doing, we're taking like also the ICF standards. If you're not familiar with ICF, it's the International Coaching Federation, and they have like a set of standards that they want the coaches to abide by, and they make sense. If it's creating trust and safety and maintaining presence during the conversation. So these are the factors we're going to evaluate the conversation on, but more deeply. And for everything, we're going to identify and provide an example. So that will be in the complete report, right? But I thought if I had a coaching conversation or a coaching mentor, I'd love to get also the feedback, verbally. So that's why I added a WhatsApp message, and it was mostly for a technical challenge. Okay, so how do I get the message? So I'm getting, this is the prompt. You can look at it like it's too complicated to go over it, but there's a scoring system and there's a scoring for the conversation. So you can also, at a later date, maybe we can put it automatically put it in a table and make our own databases to see how we evaluate on specific competencies. That was the word I was looking for, competencies. But I'm scrolling down. It's a very long prompt. Okay. And then the next step is convert this answer, so this LLM's answer, into 1-minute voice message. Okay, and I've asked for using the sandwich model. If you're not familiar with the sandwich model, it's a feedback model where you put something positive in the end, in the beginning, then something improvement, or let's say slightly negative, and then you finish with something positive. And that's a way that people are, can swallow feedback in a easier way. So I'm asking for casual contraction, gonna kind of know. I want a message that makes it sound like somebody is really speaking with you and not something that's like robotic. Okay, so I have this message, right? And here is the message that without the XML part, and we can try it actually together now to see the difference with the other message, right? Because if you are going to do any work with audio or with audio agents, I think this is going to be the secret of something good, is being able to adapt the voice. So I'm not sure which Carlo, because I have a professional voice clone, so maybe we can choose something else. We can, let's do exactly the same thing as we have it here. So this is the adaptation for 11 Labs. It's Carlo 106. So we have the same thing to compare with, okay? So Carlo 106, and the numbers you can choose here from range from 0.0 to 1. Okay, and this is something you could try if you're going to do your own voice. I have it's like if you have an American accent, Canadian accent, Australian accent, amazing. the 11 Labs got you covered. If you have an accent like me, which is like a French accent, weird accent, then for the similarity boost and stability, you're going to have to play around to find your voice. So let's just ask from 11 Labs to translate LLM answer, and maybe it's going to be good as well. Okay, maybe the whole step is unnecessary, but you'll see what I mean. So let's run this step. We're going to generate. You're going to be able to hear the message here, but what it actually does is that it's generating an URL that has this audio, and this is an important step for you to understand that it's not the actual audio, although 11 Labs can interpret it. It's a URL behind it. So if I copy this answer, I'm not copying the MP3. I am actually, in fact, copying a URL, you see? So let's play it and see how it sounds.
Hey Carlo, great session overall. You really nailed the active listening part. I loved how you made the client feel safe with those validating phrases like, I'm happy to hear it's very true. And those reflective pauses, perfect for letting things sink in. Seriously, your focus on creating clear action steps around it.
Hold on, that can be this answer. That's something's wrong here. This should be LLM1 answer. So he should read out LLM1 answer. Why? Oh, okay, it's in... all right, so this is the thing. Let's, it's putting it in the asterisk. That's the asterisk part, if there's any formatting, it's going to read it completely as is, and there's no way I can change it. So this asterisk part really annoys me. Sorry. So let's continue.
Assertiveness, spot on. Brief pause. Now a couple tweaks for next time. First, maybe kick things off with a quick roadmap, like what would make this hour transformative for you? Just to set the tone. Oh, and watch those little tech hiccups. I noticed the audio blip around 6 minutes kind of threw off your rhythm. Maybe test your gear 5 minutes earlier. Lastly, swap a few of those leading questions for more open ones like, how's avoiding conflict working for you? Instead of, don't you think it makes things worse? Slight uptick in pace. But honestly, you're already like 80% there. That 1925th score shows you've got the empathy piece down cold.
All right. So that's the standard. This is a text read. This is with 11 Labs. You can also have another text to speech, right? If you don't want to do work from 11 Labs. This is a relevance. This is a relevance account. And so you can do LLM answer 1, and we can choose a voice, and maybe it will be great as well. Let's do a man, so we have something to compare it with. I don't know, Thomas. Yeah, let's listen.
Hey Carlo, great session overall. You really nailed the active listening part. I loved how you made the client feel safe with those validating phrases like, I'm happy to hear it's very true. And those reflective pauses? Perfect for letting things sink in. Seriously, your focus on creating clear action steps around assertiveness? Spot on. Brief pause. Now, couple tweaks for next time. First, maybe kick things off with a quick roadmap like, what would make this hour transformative for you? Just to set the tone. Oh, and watch those little tech hiccups.
Anyway, kind of cringe, but it's not so bad. Actually, it's not so bad. I think I over-exaggerated. Maybe my first try was really bad. But then I can show you the way if you do choose to work with 11 Labs, and you can do a quick clone of your voice. So you have you have the free pricing tier where you can work for free. You have a first pricing tier where it costs $5, I think, and you can clone a voice which is called a quick clone. Okay, can I show it to you? And then you have the more expensive part. I think it's business or whatever, and it's $11. So again, like if it's only for me, then it's not important whether it's my voice or somebody else's voice. But let's say that you are doing a service to your clients, right? And it should speak in your name or whatever, and you want to keep that connection, something that's not external or weird. You can clone your voice and have the AI read out a specific text in your voice. I think that, and this is something that I learned while working and playing around with these voice models, is that when you hear me speak, and obviously I'm not a native English speaker, I make a lot of mistakes, have disfluencies. I start a sentence, I stop in the middle, I restart it. Like I use filler words. Like there's a way you speak, and now I'm conscious about it. It's terrible, but you want to make the sound, the voice, the text message you're going to send, you want to make it sound as human as possible, right? Because if it's too perfect, if it's too robotic, something is going to feel off. Yeah, unless it's like an audiobook or something, then usually it's perfect. But anyway, so you have this is 11 Labs, and you can clone your voice. You can dub it, so you can take either a voice. You can do a voice cloning in any language. Works really, really well. I've tried it as well. I think that's what I want to say. But 11 Labs works with coding. Okay, so when you use the text to speech, it understands coding, and this is something that you can put inside your Relevance AI tool or agent or whatever. And this is another step that I did. Okay, and that's you're a master of emotionally intelligent speech engineering, specializing in optimizing text and coaching dialogues for 11 Labs voice synthesis. So what I did was, again, using R1 or DeepSeek R1 and looking up all of the documents of 11 Labs, the technical documents of 11 Labs. We built an answer. We basically translated the short message into something that's really digestible for 11 Labs. And it has an SSML syntax. It has, if you want to, let's say, if the AI says, oh, here I should put a nervous laugh, so it's translated to a prosody rate, fast, pitch, plus 10%. Okay? So that's something you're never going to write on your own, but 11 Labs can understand what you mean by it. And so there's a lot of things that we're adding here. Emotional translation, voice physics engineering, uneven pitch, stuff like that. And I guess that's it. And so the translation looks like this. It's sort of like a code coding, and again, you can adapt this, right? You can have a more upbeat pitch, because for me, like when I hear my voice message, I feel it's a bit monotonic, like a bit sad, depressing sound. But you can change it. So that's this part. Again.
Hey Carlo, great session overall. You really nailed the active listening part. I loved how you made the client feel safe with those validating phrases like, I'm happy to hear it's very true. And those reflective pauses, perfect for letting things sink in.
So you see, it's like these really small nuances, right? The small gap the small excitement in the voice. Like, it's not it's not going to change, make or break your product or your message. It's just these small things, these adaptations you can make. They don't cost you any extra. I mean, they cost you credits, obviously, but it's not really a big effort you need to do to adapt it. Okay, so the next step is sending it on WhatsApp, and there are so many tutorials on sending WhatsApp messages, but I just wanted the most simple thing I can do, like receiving a WhatsApp message. And it was absolutely, I spent, I think, half a day on WhatsApp just to understand how it works. I want to break it down for you. Ultimately, you know, the make scene is very simple. Maybe we'll start with that, and then we'll look at you know, behind the scenes, what do you need to do to make a WhatsApp message work? Because it's not complicated, but there's a few steps involved. So we're just doing we're creating an API step post, and we have the URL, and basically all that we want is to pass on the URL, because I showed you that the voice message is a URL, right? You may play it directly, but it's a URL. So we're passing the URL from here. So head over to make. And I've created a folder. I find it starting to create folders for my scenarios. It looks easier that way. So we have this one, right? And in order to send a message, we'll then look at on what you need to do on WhatsApp, Facebook Meta side to make sure this works. But you have this webhook that receives the URL. Okay, we can actually run it now, and we can have a look. All right. So, and I just received the message. So the webhook received the URL. That's right here. If I put it in the browser, I will be able to play it as well. And then this was the missing part. It's thanks to Ben's community. I found Nick helped me find this missing link. I was going crazy. Like, I didn't understand why it's not working. You have to add a module called get a file. All right. So HTTP get a file, get the URL. That's it. And I was really struggling with why this is not working. But once you get the file, you have to upload the media. Right, with WhatsApp Business Cloud, and I have a special number that's I call it Jim Executive Manager, and I've linked it to the HTTP. So the file that you want to upload is the one that you received in the step before, and then this module is going to create an ID, and the ID is later what you're going to send. This is my number, and this is the media. Obviously, you can also add the number that's as a variable, so you can potentially send messages to anyone who sends you variable. Anyways, you understand. So that's the whole scenario. Very simple. A few things here that you might notice. One, I'm sending a message. I'm not sending a template. So if you look at the WhatsApp Business Cloud, you have the possibility to send a message or a template message. And it's a big difference, because if it's a business account, right? It's a business number, which it is. It's not your personal number. You can initiate a conversation with a person if there's been an exchange within 24 hours. So let's say I've received this message right now and I'm not responding for 24 hours. So my last response was yesterday at 8 p.m. So if by 8 p.m., let's say it's 9 p.m., and you want to send me this thing, it's not going to work. Okay, I'm not going to receive it. WhatsApp is going to block it. what can work and works all of the time is the template message. The template message is something else. You just have to create a template. It has to be approved, I guess, by Facebook, by Meta, and then you will be able to send this templated message. So maybe I'll just take you through what I did to get a number, to get me approved, to get everything, so this part works. And by the way, if you would have done it by email or whatever, it would be way easier. My ultimate goal, and that's something that I'm going to explore, in the coming months, is how I can have a conversation with an agent based on this conversation. So how do I take this analysis and I automatically upload it to a knowledge base, a variable knowledge base, plus I upload the conversation and everything, and I can talk with an agent, have a mentor coach conversation about this specific conversation, and that I think would be a big step up. And if you follow me, I think you'll get. We'll see. We'll do it together. So first thing is first, I took a number on your business number. I'm going to put a link below, but I think it's rather cheap. It's I think $6.99. You can cancel any minute, and you have access to WhatsApp Business like in a second. You can have either a UK number or US number. It works. I already had 2 numbers from them, and then I have my agent has this number. So that's the first thing you need to do. The second thing you need to do is go to Meta, and you have your account. Okay, which is a business account. You can, you have an account. It's really easy. You can add a WhatsApp account, and here you have the name of the account is called Coach Dash, and you have to add a payment method, although it doesn't cost any money yet. And so you can go to the WhatsApp manager, and something is rejected. I don't know why. Oh, the name was rejected. Display name against. Okay, I'll have to change the name. I don't know what's the problem here, but anyways, so you see you have this number, and this is the account. You have here the templates, so you can manage the template as how we what we said. You can create a template, and then you won't be limited by this 24-hour time span. What you need to do on Meta is here you see it's businessfacebook.com. Everything that I showed you is on the businessfacebook.com. What you need to do is head over to developer.facebook.com. Check my apps. You log in, you create a developer account if you don't have one, and you have to create an API. And you have to create an admin user who has access to this API. So that's what I'm saying. It's not complicated, for sure. Here you have WhatsApp. You press on that. You have API setup. You press on that. And so you'll have to generate an access token. And I wish it was so easy that I would tell you just generate an access token here. This is not a long-term access token. So you have to go somewhere else to create a long-term access token. I'm not sure if we should get into the details, but if you want to add, so you have to follow this process basically. You have to select a person on Meta, a system user that's going to get access to this app. Okay, it's going to get access. You generate a token from here. This is going to be the permanent. So if you generate a token, you'll select the app you've made. I've called it API for some reason. I don't know why. But then you have a set expiration and you set it to never. So that's the only thing you need to do. So you have 2 sites you have, right? You have the businessfacebook.com and you have the developer here, developer.facebook.com. And you need to work with both. and it really takes 20 minutes if you have this number. Now, Facebook is going to ask you to put in a code that, it's your number. And so how does it work with your business number? They're sending this code to your email. It's almost immediate. So if you register a new number now, they're going to ask you, please confirm this is your number, send you a code by SMS. You're going to get this SMS almost immediately on your email, and you'll be able to type it in. It's going to be approved. Okay? So this is also a part you'll need to have, is the WhatsApp business account ID. It's the WhatsApp business account ID, not to be confused with your business ID here. These are two different IDs. But that's basically it. That's how you get a number. That's how you assign a number. That's how you can, create. I think everyone, again, I'm just at the beginning of it, but you'll be able to do a lot of things with that if WhatsApp is interesting for you. So yeah, another step that I'm doing, let's go back to the flow. Another step that I'm doing, as you heard in the system, is that I want the full report also, right? So I'm also getting a WhatsApp message. That's the second scenario on Make. Have a look. Is that first he sends me this short message, hey, it was a great session, you should do this, you should do that. And then he says at the end, and I'm going to send you the full report later. So the full report has already been generated, right? And it's also inside a template from Google Docs. If you haven't, if you don't know how to create a template on Google Docs, look at, I'll put a link to this video. It's a previous one, and you can scroll down maybe to the exact timestamp where there's the Google Docs creation and the variables. But basically, you're going to create a document from a template. Make.com is able to read the variables, and the variables that I added in this document is report, just without any fluff. Here's the report. Here's the template. Mentor, coach, report, variable, report. That's it. And so if I head back to my documents, here I have a mentor, coach, report. Let's look at one that's without XML. So I need to organize the design, but this is fluff. Like, this is something that I need to organize. But here's the whole report. What should be improved in the conversation, active listening and awareness evocation. I mean, for me as a coach, it's really interesting. If you're not a coach, I'm sure you can find other applications to it. But ultimately, this is the report that we're sending. Where is it? I mean, that's the one. Sorry. Here's the report, the growth opportunities, everything that's in green is good. Challenge balance, session contracting, missing explicit session agreement. So, these are really important things. If you're a coach, totally correct, right? At the beginning of the conversation, I didn't have a real what are we working on today, and we just continued working. I mean, if it was a test, I mean, I would have failed just based on that. And then there's a scoring system based on trust, goal, reality, and everything. But everything is pushed to a Google Docs, and it's sent to my WhatsApp as well. So the link of this Google document is also sent. Hold on, up. Is also sent from the business cloud to my number via text this time, not audio. In the previous one it was audio, right? So you can send anything, and in the body you just have the web view link, and that's it. All right, so that's the video. I hope it was not overload. There's a few parts we looked at. We looked at the prompt engineering, looking at what model you should use. We looked at our part on 11 Labs. We looked at the WhatsApp API and how to get and create a WhatsApp API, and finally how to push everything to a Google Docs. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you are a coach and you have any idea on what things we could build next, or you want to build together, please let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Bye-bye.